Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, My So-Called Healthy Life. Okay, the meditation that we're gonna read today is actually from yesterday, and it's from the Daily Book of Positive Quotations by Linda Picone. I had stopped by my friend Tanya's house yesterday, or her work, and so we did a video together, which a lot of people really responded well to and asked for her to be in more videos, which she said she would do, so we will do that. And those are kind of the conversations, if you watched it, that Tanya and I have like in our car driving around at night. So it was really fun for me to show that on camera. But the meditation from yesterday from this book is so good that I really thought it was important to read for today. And now today's is about grief, and I will probably read that tomorrow because so many people ask me to talk about grief and how I work through grief and things like that. So we will come to that later. And I don't think you always have to just read the meditation from the day that's listed. You know, my mother used to always just go da 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 da, and whatever came up, like new possibilities for September 1st, you know, she would read that one for the day, and she kind of felt like it was like the universe was speaking to her or whatever. So, or just that was the one that she wanted to read to try something new. It didn't have to even be that deep. So let's read today's, which is called Making Others Laugh. I learned quickly that when I made others laugh, they liked me. Art Buchwald. We don't have to act like clowns to get others to laugh. We just have to keep our sense of humor and let it show when it's appropriate. It feels good to see others smile and to hear them laugh, as long as the laughter is genuine, open, and honest, and not mean or derisive. When we feel like poking fun at another person, we should first consider poking fun at ourselves. This may be the easiest way to get people to both like us and laugh with us. Can I make someone laugh today? And you know, I have to tell you that when I originally got on YouTube a little bit over a year ago, like a year and 3 weeks ago, was on BookTube, and you know, it was never my intention to make people laugh. I really don't think of myself as a funny person. I'm not gonna say that I haven't watched some of my videos and laughed and thought they were funny, because I would be a liar if I said that. I mean, some of the things I have said are funny, but that was never my intention to be like a funny YouTuber, if that makes sense. And I've gotten so many emails and so many responses from people that say, oh my God, your videos lift my spirits and you're so funny, and I was going through a really dark time and you just totally cheered me up and you made me laugh and all this kind of stuff. And I will say that today on my main channel, a lot of my intention is to make people laugh, and I like to do the magazine videos and be very funny and do the rant videos that are exaggerated and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with making somebody want to laugh. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I think that, you know, laughter is a natural drug. And I think there have been a lot of times, you know, where laughter has really eased the pain of something that I'm going through. And in talking about grief, just for a moment, I remember the night before the viewing for my mother's funeral, and two of my friends and I drove around, and we had made these CDs of all my mom's favorite music that was going to be played at the funeral the next day, the viewing and things like that. We had like an extensive viewing, like 4 hours. And so these CDs of my mom's favorite music were gonna play through it. So we were driving around and we were listening to music and we were like telling funny stories about my mom, like funny things that had happened. And we got laughing so hard that like, in that moment, I could be like, oh mom, I love you. You know, like, I was kind of handed a shit sandwich, but this is what I'm gonna do with it, you know? And she would have loved that. She would have loved that in that moment of absolute sadness, that I could find some joy, some celebration, some humor from her life, you know? And that it didn't have to be this absolutely sob story, how could I ever go on? But that, you know, we could kind of sit back and we could laugh and go, God, she was hilarious, you know? And she was such a good-hearted person. And I think that that's where laughter can be really powerful, you know? And one of the things that I struggle with a lot is that I think in very serious, tragic situations sometimes, people don't know what to do, so they make inappropriate jokes or they say inappropriate things. And it's almost like in that moment, maybe not say anything at all, you know? And it's interesting to me that one of the things that she suggests in the book is to make fun of yourself. I'm not saying that I disagree with that statement, but I would say to laugh at ourselves is one thing, to regularly put ourselves down is another. And I am not for putting ourselves down, you know, like, do you have that friend that's overweight? Because I relate to this because I'm overweight. And that one friend that says like, oh, I'm a fat ass, or, when somebody comes to the table, they'll see like, do you need a booth for 3 or whatever, and they'll say, oh, a booth for 4 because I'm so fat. I mean, they always are making these fat jokes about themselves to the point where it's almost kind of painful because you know that they're doing it to make everybody else comfortable, and they want people to laugh so that but it makes it almost painful, right? You don't want to be that person. Don't put yourself down. One of the things of the younger generation that I've noticed a lot on YouTube is when kids will say things like, I'm trash, I'm literal trash. And then they laugh, that they think it's funny that they're trash. And I'm like, why would you ever say something like that about ourselves, To be clumsy and fall and then like catch ourselves, okay, that's a laughing moment, To do something funny, like to put your shirt inside out, that's a funny moment. To get something wrong, like a word, and miscorrect it, that's a funny moment. To sit there and say things like, oh, I'm disgusting and I'm ugly, and laugh at that, that's not funny. So I think it's knowing the difference between that two, and not using our character defects, our physical defects, things like that we're not okay with, in a humorous way to, lighten the mood. It's not okay. I mean, it really isn't. And I think that what happens after a while is then we make the road acceptable for other people to laugh at us too. And then it hurts. Like, that's pain, right? And I'm not okay with that. So I think that laughter is, the #1 free drug ever. And I can get laughing real quick. I just laugh at funny things all the time. What's the Arthur saying? I love what that, when somebody asks him in the movie, you ever seen the movie Arthur, the original, Dudley Moore, and somebody says to him, what are you laughing at? And he goes, sometimes I just think funny things. I love that so much. Sometimes I just think funny things. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you. Bye.